Good afternoon, YouTubers, and welcome once again to the eastern wing of the Stink Bug Works. Today I'm going to talk a little bit more about putting the jet drive in Fred. Originally I was thinking of putting the drive to where it sat flat. I would sand a flat out here and set it on there to give it some surface to glue to. And because this thing isn't 100% flat and such, I thought it better to just do a butt joint, and then internally I'll layer it with some fiberglass. So here's what I've got thus far. Now, a couple of things here. In order for this reverse bucket to reverse, it needs to push on a string. And pushing on a string isn't always the best way to do things. There will be some loads from the water jet that will kind of want to, once it's halfway open, we'll want to make it go the rest of the way. So what I'm going to do, and because this thing pivots, you see it pivots here on this screw, and the nature of that, and if I were to push from here, it would just do that kind of thing. So I'm going to have a solid brass tube that starts back here somewhere and goes out and ends exactly where that screw is. And then since this is the same cable they use in airplanes and it runs in a plastic sleeve, I'm going to run some of that plastic sleeve inside the brass tube and fairly close to this end, and hope to eliminate that from happening, and we'll get more of, well, I guess I can't hold that part, more of this happening. There we go, like that. Okay, so let's talk about this. I cut this out to clear the bucket, so when the bucket is in the down position, it'll still thrust this way. This piece still is not glued onto this. When it glues into the hull, I'll get in here and run a little bead of glue down here, and then eventually it'll get a little strip of fiberglass in here, and it'll get a whole bunch on the outside here. So our finished product will look like this. And then I'll just, put a layer of fiberglass in here, a layer of fiberglass in here, and bingo, we will have a jet drive in Fred. Not Timmy, Fred. So this is now Fred. I'll tell you one thing. Getting the motor alignment was a challenge. This is a rather cheap jet drive, and to be quite frank with you, if I ever build a jet of this size again, I'm absolutely going to go with the TFL unit. Just from looking at its basic design, it's far better. I mean, the hydrodynamics of it, the construction of it, the strength of it, it's just an altogether better unit. This will suffice for this project because this is, after all, the foul removal and elimination device. Fred. Okay, boys and girls, until next time, jet out.